Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we have a video here from Insolent Audit, and this is a absolutely hilarious one of older women basically complaining and being worried because men are not going to be their retirement plans anymore. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Hi. So here's another revelation about retirement, another realization. All that stuff that I was putting off to do when I was retired, it turns out I didn't really want to do any of that stuff. If you're putting it off now, before you're retired, there's a very good chance it's something you just think you want to do. And when it comes right down to it, you just won't do it. It's okay to not want to do stuff that you think you want to do. Just telling you, you can relieve yourself of the burden right now and just think, you know what, that's a nice dream. I like that dream. Maybe I'll pursue it, but probably not. It's okay to just have dreams.
Oh, sweetie, who are you trying to kid here? Honestly, if you are too broke in your retirement because when you were younger, you divorced your husband and used up your alimony payout with Chad/Tyrone Thunderstorm, just say it. It's no big secret that older women who are single have a high probability to end up in poverty in their retirement years. And they find out that Social Security isn't issuing out some fat checks like their ex-husbands used to write up. Hey, ladies, take a deep look at this, as you can share this woman's fate when you decide to put in for that awesome divorce because your feels told you to do it and you had to find yourself back on the carousel.
God, Karen, you are so stupid.
Sure, she doesn't feel like doing things now. I'm sure her getting a monthly deposit of only $800 from daddy government has nothing to do with that. And also, any social media post her ex-husband makes with his new younger wife also doesn't have anything to do with that. Moving on.
Man, I don't know who is giving these older women TikTok accounts, but it is crazy to me how you have these individuals jumping on the internet talking about their retirement plans, talking about their marriages and their divorces and all of the varying dudes that they've been with, and everybody just looks at it like it's completely normal. When did it become normal for like 40-plus-year-old women to get on TikTok and complain about their problems? I think it's because nobody listens to their problems in real life, so what they have to do is try and get validation from strangers on the internet.
I am 41 years old and I have absolutely no savings for retirement. I've spent the last 10 or 12 years being a broke single mom and at times living off of food stamps.
Sounds like a you problem. I don't know about you guys, but to me this just sounds like a skill issue. You see, a lot of people would be really sympathetic of this woman's position, but the thing is, nobody forced you to become a single mother. Okay, I swear, every second woman will be like, oh, maybe her circumstances are just this and that. Hey, maybe don't open your legs to random dudes that are either A, not going to stick around, or B, you don't want to stick around. Okay, there's no accountability for these women at all.
Anytime I've ever gotten ahead financially, I've always had a setback. I'm currently like $14,000 in credit card debt and $83,000 in student loan debt.
Yeah, guys, can't wait to marry or wife this one up. Okay, single mother, 14 grand, this is probably US dollars as well, $14,000 in credit card debt and $83,000 in student loan debt. Amazing, right? And these people, these are the ones that are looking for bailouts from men. 41 years of age, no retirement plan. You know what the 40-year-old men are doing when... There are lots of 40-year-old dudes who got completely passed up by women, were never good enough, right? Were always skipped and just ignored and everything. These dudes get to 40, they've got some savings, maybe they've got a house deposit or even a house, okay? And they look at women like this, and these are the women that want saving from those guys. And those guys are like, hell no. Good luck with your Chad. Go make it work with the father of your kid. Have fun.
And I don't even have a master's degree. I went to University of Phoenix and got scammed, and I'm hoping to get my University of Phoenix loans forgiven, but that's still pending. Even at that, I still owe $27,000 because I ended up going to a brick and mortar school. So I don't know when I'm ever going to retire. I plan on at my cubicle.
Okay, this gem of a post-war broke dusty queen made another longer video giving more details on how she ended up like this. And trust me, it gets worse. But we're just going to audit this video. And here we are seeing what women refer to as a dusty brokey, snitching on herself. I promise you ladies that 95% plus of my male viewers have little to no sympathy for her situation. The reason is because of the intentions behind this video.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, let me explain this better for my XX chromosome closed captioning required viewers. This is a flare women throw up on the internet with the intentions of a beta imp chump or some incel with money to respond as a type of Cape Crusader to save her from her own bad choices. When men put up similar videos, women just make fun of them. This is why the bulk of men are clear that women can always trade in their roast beef for a dude more desperate than a cat lady who ran out of fancy feast and her box wine. There isn't any real equality when it comes to dating. You ladies want the best of both worlds. Unfortunately, for this post-war queen, her roast beef market value is on the low end unless she gets with a man in his mid to late 50s. Before we move on, I want to bring attention to the fact that 79% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, you've seen my logo on other channels, and you are already here. Just hit that subscribe button to support the channel. It really helps. Moving on.
It's the dads that have never been put on child support that have the most audacity. They don't realize how much grace you've actually given them without putting them on child support and without getting a court order to dictate your co-parenting relationship. These are the master manipulators, the ones that want to make you believe that you're not giving enough to them. Wow, that's crazy that you won't let me spend the night to see my kid. Wow, that's crazy that you won't pick up every second of the day to tell me what you're doing.
I've only heard this woman speak for about a grand total of 10 seconds, and already I can feel my blood pressure rising. Okay? It is amazing to me that men go out here and voluntarily date women like this. I don't think I could survive that long, guys. Like, I really don't think I would make it. Okay? These individuals are incredibly annoying. It's no wonder they get divorced. Okay? But oftentimes these women who are screaming on TikTok, yelling at people, making videos in their cars. It's very ironic that they talk about narcissism and they talk about people only serving their best interest and all of this kind of stuff, when number one, they're the narcissistic individuals, and number two, they shouldn't even be using words like grace and things like this, because I do not know when this woman would ever provide any sort of grace to a man in her entire life. These are the types of women, guys, that cannot boil water if their life depended on it, yet they're trying to convince you that they are feminine and that they deserve, you know, a man's money. Disgusting.
Wow, that's crazy that you ask me for anything that our child needs. So wow, that's crazy that you won't give me a ride or meet me somewhere to see our kid. You know what's crazy to me?
I'm actually just going to skip this video. Like, shut up. I don't want to hear this. Let's move on to the next clip. I can't listen to women like that. Not today.
2018, I was artificially inseminated because I'm a lesbian and I wanted kids, right? So me and my girlfriend decided that we were going to go find a donor and have a kid that way. I had my baby in February of 2019, and after that, my girlfriend and I stayed together for about 3 more years, and then we broke up. My girlfriend never signed the birth certificate of our child, and it was also illegal for same couples to adopt a kid at the time, so she never became the parent of our child legally. And so when we broke up, she said that she had no legal obligation to this child and she didn't want to be the parent anymore. Of course, I was like, whatever, that's fine. Just give me, some child support. And she said, did you not hear me? I have no legal obligation to this child. I'm not going to pay child support. So, of course, I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Because I've never had a job. So how am I going to find one that is going to pay me enough to support my family? So now I'm trying to get the sperm donor to pay child support because biologically he is my daughter's parent.
There's no way, right? There's no way this woman is trying to get the dude who was the donor to pay for this kid. That is crazy. I think I heard a similar story like this where the dude got dragged to court over it or something. That is absolutely insane.
So I want him to give me his half. Of course, they're refusing to give me his contact information, so I don't know what to do at this point, but I just think it's really messed up that somebody can just go donate sperm and then have nothing else to do with the kid that comes from it.
Man, these people, They have no concept of consequences for their actions. Everything is always somebody else's responsibility or somebody else's fault. These are the types of people, guys, that look at a legal contract, they enter into it, and then they cry when there's repercussions for the legal contract. Amazing stuff. The fact that these people can vote and they consider themselves, you know, fully grown, responsible adults until it's time to take responsibility for anything is astounding. This guy is not responsible for looking after your kid. You voluntarily signed up to do this, you know, and away you go. You're a strong, independent, single mother. You don't need no man. You know, you're not a heterosexual. So, hey, have fun, right? You literally don't need no man. Enjoy.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I honestly can't tell if this is satire or not, but let's assume she's actually serious. Yeah, sweetheart, the sperm donor is protected. It is totally messed up that states actually have sperm donor rights on the books, as in the U.S., most states require sperm donors to sign away their parental rights. But when you are a lazy, money-hungry slob, I guess expecting you to be responsible for your choice to become a single mother is just too unfair, and you need to throw it on top of someone else's shoulders. Damn, what does it say about having to handle a single mom when a lesbian dropped the deuces on her and headed out the door quicker than you could say, I am strong and independent? Damn! Wow, she can't get a retirement plan from either a taco or a tube steak. I don't know if this is more sad than funny or more funny than sad, but it is definitely ridiculous. Sweetie, you must have the worst rug munching skills in your area if you can't get the other half of a scissoring session to commit to you and your rugrat. I thought you ladies were all about compassion and helping other women out. We have here a lizard in need. Help a sister out. To this woman who practices her intimacy finger jutsu, all I have to say is grow up and get a job. The world doesn't owe you anything for your choices. You decided you want your egg cracked? Well, boom. Now deal with your little chick here. The kid don't need excuses. He needs a mom that's going to step up.
Damn, skip me.
Moving on.
50% of women ages 55 to 66 have no personal retirement savings. So, ladies, if you are one of these women, you need to make sure that you really get educated about Social Security, because it's going to be likely your main source of retirement income. And you need to make sure you understand your options, understand the strategies, and make the best decision to optimize your Social Security income. And you really need to make sure if claiming on your benefit is in your best interest. Perhaps you'll claim on your current spouse, an ex-spouse, a deceased spouse. There's many different claiming strategies. You want to make sure you pick the right one. You can't afford to make any mistakes if this is your sole source of income in retirement. You have a few ways to get educated. You can go to the Social Security Administration website at ssa.gov. Definitely set yourself up an account, check your statement, make sure your earnings record is correct. You can also look at all their resources. They have a lot of educational resources to help you make a good decision.
Half of all women going to retirement age in the U.S. have no retirement savings? Really? You mean to tell men they have been right this entire time when they say that women who put in for that 70% plus divorce rate to find themselves will definitely find themselves in poverty, desperately trying to trade up with old grayed out roast beef energy.
Old.
And as for those grandother post-war Coains claiming their Social Security benefits, they are more than likely going to check the ex-spouse box to enjoy the scraps of a minimum wage government check while their ex-husbands are taking their new younger wives on vacation trips to the Bahamas, Aruba, and Bali. All the while, you strong and independent, I need to find myself hard-charging retired femmes can enjoy the dollar discount buffet at the retirement home. But hey, your kids will pop in every now and then with leftovers from last night's meatloaf to give you variety. This is the sad reality that the bulk of you women don't look at in the long term when you decide to destroy your marriages because your temporary feels told you that the meat waiting for you on the carousel was as magical as the Harry Potter series.
You can also Google, you can go down the Google rabbit hole and ask questions on Google and get some answers. You could use ChatGPT, AI, put your questions in there. Another option is you can check out my Social Security kit that I've created for women to save you all that time. I've taken the time to gather all the resources, all the information that you need to make the best decision for you and to not leave any money on the table. You don't want to do this. You want to make the best decision to maximize your benefit if it is in fact your major source of income.
I love how men and taxpayers inevitably have to pick up the slack. That is, these women going into retirement with no retirement savings because they're single mothers or because, you know, none of them want to work. They want to ride on the coattails of a man. Like, let's be honest, guys, all of these women who get to retirement age and they have no savings, a lot of them have just been completely screwing around their entire lives. It's like those women who get into their 30s and then they're looking for a serious relationship and everybody knows that they've been screwing around, getting with guy after guy since the age of 18. Okay, but it's very interesting how men are always, you know, on the line to have to pick up the women's slack. Okay, this is why also the majority of marketing is directed towards women. This is why the majority of consumer debt is taken upon by women, guys, because, you know, oftentimes these individuals don't have any self-restraint. And I don't feel sorry, right? They get to 50, they get to 60, they're looking at retirement, they've got no kids because they didn't need no man, and they end up lonely and living the rest of their days out in some sort of vapid existence. And I don't have sympathy for them. I think there's going to be a lot more women like this, guys, especially as the coming generations, you know, get higher up in age, because we're going through the crowd now of don't need no man womanists, and they're all going to end up like this, or at least a very large percentage of them are going to end up like this. And even the women who get money from their ex-husbands, right, the dudes who have some money under their belt who have worked hard, these women don't have the work acumen to be able to keep that money at all. It's like someone winning the lottery and then you come across them in 2 years and they have absolutely nothing.
And you can go check that out at hersocialsecurity.com. I've done all the legwork for you. I've got great materials in there. It's so important to invest just a little bit of time to understand this major retirement benefit. All right? Here's to knowing more, having more, and getting her done.
You know what else they could have done to avoid this massive headache of worry that they are going to spend their golden years living off the dollar menu? They could have ignored the womanist bullcrap advice, stay faithful to their husbands, and live the rest of their lives on easy mode. Ladies, I do understand that some of you put in for divorce because even though your ex-husband was a good provider, he was unfaithful to you and it deeply hurt your feels. Got it. But now I have to ask, was the trade of sparing your feels from him stepping out in your younger years worth the new feels of desperation in your retirement age, coupled with the reality of being broke?
That was the plan. Not a great plan.
I'm not saying the guy was right for what he did. I am saying that the more money a man makes, the more option he has. And if you were there when he built up his wealth, then you deciding to break it off and cash out early was basically an act combining you shooting your own foot and pushing all the future cash to be made into another woman's bank account. Moving on.
Let's talk about signs that you're dating a broke guy. I base these on my own experiences dating at now 57 years old. And I want to assure you that this does not mean, ladies, that this is setting a boundary.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode. Oh my goodness. Can you guys imagine if men made videos like this? Number one, this woman is, what did she say she was? 57. And she is still dating. What on earth are you doing? Any woman that's dating at 57, guys, complete not a lost cause unless they are a widow, which is, you know, a very small fraction, all right? But imagine if men made videos like this. We're like, yeah, guys, you know, here's how to know if you're dating a broke woman. Don't break, you know, don't date no broke women. They're scumbags, right? Imagine that. If a man you're dating is broke, run before he financially drains you. And apparently not dating broke men is a boundary. You know what? Hey, I'll get behind that. Hell, I think men should have this boundary too. Let's never date a woman who's broke or who has any sort of debt. I think this is a fantastic idea. This is a great boundary, actually. Maybe more men should adopt this one.
That you cannot afford to financially bail a man out who is so financially unwell that no matter how big the shovel is that you brought to the relationship, you would never be able to dig him out. So just get out. One of the flags that I see is men who want to move in with me. It's like, it's too soon, dude. We just barely met and got this relationship off the ground. So let's detour for a moment on that and talk about the trajectory of how this will go. He shows up with a suitcase and moves into your bedroom and sleeps in your bed. Each month when rent or the mortgage is due, he comes up with a convenient excuse as to why he can't pay his portion. Here's another sign. You're always picking up the tab. Road trips are on your credit card. Dinner is on you.
Damn, that soft guy era has a geriatric reach. Listen, my elder post-war queen, modern men have zilch, zip, not a sympathy for those woe is me videos you all put out.
I mean, guys, I don't know about you, right? But if she's broke, she could just say that. Because me personally, I don't date broke women. You know, I think it's a boundary that I have. And it's just not something that I'm interested in doing, right? I could maybe look past the fact that you're 57 years of age, you're probably a single mother, but, you know, you're broke, so I don't really date broke women. Yeah, it's just a boundary that I have, sorry. It's so funny, guys. This woman is 57 years of age. 57! And she's like, man, I don't want to date no broke dude. Goodness.
Road trips, dinners. You know what he said to me? Oh, I thought you enjoyed paying. They can't carry on a conversation that we should be able to carry on in our 50s about, you know, potential retirement plans. Why? Because they don't have one. So retirement is either out of reach or totally not even on their radar. Another red flag, pay attention to conversations when you get with friend groups or with family. Somebody in the friend group's like, hey, Jack, you still owe me $500. I've been begging you for that money for a year. That's not his friend being a jerk. That's your guy being broke. So even if you were financially stable enough to bail him out of one bad situation, you're going to start peeling back the layers and you're going to find a bottomless pit of financial troubles that you cannot afford to take on.
Does this apply to women as well? I mean, I'm just curious, right? We go into these situations, you know, you get into a relationship and you find out that they haven't really planned for the future. Their retirement isn't really on the table kind of thing. So does that mean men can stop bailing out women too? I don't think that men should be bailing out these women at all, right? But notice how it's very different, right? Imagine if a man made a video like this. Oh, he would be absolutely roasted in the comments, especially if he posted it to something like TikTok, right?
When somebody has lived a life of bad financial choices, they're not fixable. Run.
She basically described what just about every man has experienced in modern day dating with these broke, dusty women. The only difference is women think it's a power play when they try to throw their bad financial decision making on men when using those key shaming phrases like, I need a real man, or I need you to man up and take care of me and my kids, or I don't have the time for broke, dusty men. To the queen in this video, do you know why the men you're dating are like that?
How come? Tell me why! Say it! Say it!
It's because this girl is convinced that she, like many other former housewives, did break up their marriages to run off with broke hot players. These are the men she is used to dating, or they are the type of men she attracts.
I mean, I think that she just chooses wrong, right? And also she's probably thrown away a lot of good men in her time. Guys, I'll say this again, okay? This woman is what, 57? You do not get to 57 years of age as a woman and you're still single or you're divorced if you actually have a clue, right? Dating, life, insofar as finances and things like this, are on easy mode for women, guys, right? They absolutely are. Okay, this woman from the age of, 18 could have had a guy, settled down, had a family, and sorted that all of that out in, you know, between the ages of 18 and 25, right? But we are still here. We are 57 years of age. We probably don't have a boyfriend. We probably have a couple of ex-husbands, right? And now she's looking to be bailed out. If you're broke, ma'am, just say that. You know, if you can't afford to look after a guy, just say that you're broke, right? But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode here. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.